Alright, I'm back for batch number 2. I'm going to be doing a big slab of, or a block I guess, of the Energy Goat's Milk Soap. It's a huge favorite, probably one of my best sellers. And what I'm going to do, when I have to make a lot of some of these soaps, I get bored with the design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a faux funnel pour and then do some swirling with my chopstick. This is a 4-color soap. Last year's design was a tiger stripe and it was really pretty. I'm using the same colors, which are white, yellow, orange, and a hot pink. And it's a pretty soap. I love pink, and I love it with the orange and yellow. I think it looks very fresh and pretty, so I knew I didn't want to do any changes there. But it is fun to change it up just a little bit. Anyway, I have what looks like a lot of fragrance oil for this one. I find this fragrance a little bit lighter than some. For those of you that don't know what Energy is, it's a citrus, but it's a sweet citrus. It's not like a sweet orange oil. Sweet orange oil has with most citruses, there's that underlying, maybe a little bit bitter note, but this doesn't have that at all. It doesn't have any of the peel notes. It's just a juicy, fresh, sweet blend. Kind of like what pink grapefruit cocktail is to pink grapefruit juice. Doesn't have any of the sour or bitter stuff going on. Anyway, I don't really need to get this to any level of trace at all. I just need to get it mixed because it's going to be beaten in the individual containers. So I'm going to bring those in and pour them off. And I'm using my big old plastic jugs for this. Got these from a Science Supply on eBay. And they were probably about the best things I ever purchased for soap making. Anyway, I'm going to get these poured off. Whoop. Be a disaster if I just dropped this whole thing right now. I think I would quit. Oh, heavens, I wouldn't quit. I'd just take a coffee break and come back and wipe it up. Start over. Okay, now one of these is yellow, but or white, sorry, and I'm not going to know necessarily which one until I start mixing. So, and for this I want mostly the same amount of soap for each color. So, trying to think of just how much soap this is. I'd say it's, oh heavens, it's at least 10 pounds. At least. I'll have to figure it out. I don't remember how long this mold is. I actually got this mold built to be the box. I thought I was being very clever. It was going to be the box for my Brambleberry silicone slab liner. And golly gee, if it didn't end up being, that's the orange, if it didn't end up just being a smidgen too small, just so annoying. But it isn't the builder's fault, it's my fault, because I should have built in a little bit of leeway with my measurements. Because I already had the liner and I measured it and I gave him the measurements of the liner. I didn't add a little bit in. So his mold is perfect. And I can actually get 3 logs out of it instead of just the 2 that I would otherwise. Okay, I think these are going to be, I just want to get the colorant up off the bottom. You can't see that pink. It's a pink. You'll have the mold where you can see it, but unfortunately I've tried everything with this tripod to get everything up and out of the way, but that's not so wonderful. I'm going to look after the white first, and I do have to whiten this or there would be no contrast with the yellow. And again, if it looks like I'm putting a ton of this in, I'm really not. I just really dilute it because it has a huge tendency to thicken up. So now see, this is what I did the other day. I got soap on my arm and I didn't know it until about 15 minutes later. Yes, you heard me right. That's about how long it takes before it goes from there's nothing on me to, oh my goodness, my skin is burning. But I am not scarred for life. I'm good. And then we have the yellow. And then I'm going to do the orange. I'm one of those lucky people that bought yellow and pink and orange pot micas before they were discontinued, and I bought a lot. Boy, this is getting to be almost a habit, this splashing of soap. And so I'll have orange mica for a long time yet because I don't really use that much of it. Now the pink is the only one I'm not sure about, and it actually looks a lot pinker on the monitor than it does to me. But you know what? I think it'll be good. Okay. Now I can get rid of the blender. And I'm going to pull my mold in. I've already splashed a little in my mold. That's okay. All right. There we go now. I think that'll be good. Okay. And I'm going to keep a spatula in each of these because I need to be able to give them a stir from time to time to make, to make sure they don't get too thick on me. I got all my little itty bitty silicone spatulas at Walmart in the States for I think $1.14 or something. And you know what? Some days they're all dirty. They're all dirty. Okay. Now, I do think, I'm wondering if I can tilt you just a little bit. Whoa, maybe not that much. That'll do. Less of me, more of my mold. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not doing this like a column pour. I'm just going to start in a couple of different places. And I'll change it up partway through, and I'll probably turn my mold. And I'm going to do orange, so white, orange, pink, yellow. Just like that. And this fragrance doesn't do anything too serious to the soap at all. It takes a long time to thicken up. It doesn't heat. I wish I liked it better. You know, everybody loves it, and me not so much, but I kind of think there are the two fragrances that I'm not the most taken with are Energy and Oatmeal Milk and Honey, and those two certainly are the favorites of my customers. So what can I say? There. I'm just going to do 2 runs through, and then I'm going to change positions. Okay. And it will look very groovy when it's done. Right now it looks like gigantic fairy tale fried eggs, kind of, sort of. Anyway. And what comes after pink? Yellow. Yellow after pink? Orange after, no. Pink, yellow. I think I could see that maybe, but okay. Now I'm just gonna turn it a wee bit like that, and I'm gonna start with the white in this corner. And over here, white. And I am trying to be kind of even with my pores, but I'm not counting or anything. Like, I remember I used to count. And yellow, or orange, sorry. And yellow. Yellow. Okay. I'm just going to give this a quick bang. And I'm going to go there and there. Like so. Orange. I didn't say fast, did I? I didn't promise that we would be finished making soap in 3 minutes. I know I didn't. So if you're complaining that this is long, come and check in later, because this does take a little bit of time, but it's so worth it. Makes the funkiest looking soap. Okay, now I'm going to do one in the middle, and over here, and over here, and in the middle. And don't want to waste. Just like that. Okay. Right. And there we go. I'm going to save a little bit of that to just scribble on the top. Just tap. Oh dear. It almost looks like I have more orange here than other colors, so oh well. Put it where I don't have orange, I guess. realized on the weekend it takes such a long time. I would never have imagined that it takes such a long time to upload videos, but that was one thing I learned last weekend. And then I uploaded my sweet pea, and it was all out of order. I'd done it in several snatches, so I had this sort of borderline not very smart moment, and I thought, golly, people are going to think I'm nuts. Second video I ever make, and it's the middle and then the end and then the beginning and a picture of the finished soap at the very end, and I just thought, wow, I'm a bit of a dipstick. However, I just had to get it in the right. I don't really know when that stopped recording. I hope that the beep that I just heard was it stopping recording, so there hasn't been a big gap, so I'll have to check that when I upload them to my computer, just to make sure that this doesn't look stupid. It did just beep, and then I looked and the little red record light wasn't on, so and I was saving pink for last, but now I can't remember why. Oh yeah, because it's my favorite. Someday I'll show you me so you can see how hysterical I look in my pink goggles, but I don't think you're ready for that yet. You can just see my hysterical soap and have fun with me that way. Anyway, just want to make sure it's even. I'm going to grab my chopstick, and this time it is a chopstick, and I need to get these gloves off because they're seriously, my hands are so sweaty and gross in them that it's a wonder I've been able to stand it that long. So anyway, I haven't made too big of a mess. Okay, now I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the lavender. I'm not moving it around a whole big bunch, and I might actually do it through more than two directions. Cool, isn't it? And maybe I'll just do a couple of big circles. Just breaks the batter up a little bit inside. There we go. I'm just going to run this down the sides. Save me a little bit of cleanup. And again, I'm going to tap it down. There we go. And that top is too pretty to not spray with alcohol. So I shall do that and give it a little bit of fine iridescent glitter. It'll just be beautiful. And this one I will split into logs. I really like a lot of alcohol on the top of something with a lot of color like this, because ash just takes the pretty right out of it, and I don't want the pretty right out of this one. And I'm not going to put hordes of glitter on the top either. I just want a little bit of sparkle. I realized that I forgot to put glitter on the lavender, so I will grab that right away and do it. And then I'd give it a final spritz. It kind of sets the glitter in place a little bit. And I'm going to take pictures of these in the molds, just because they're beautiful. And I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching, and I will have the unmolding and cutting on as well. Thanks. Hello again. I am just getting ready to slice my energy soap into bars, and I think I'm going to see if I can bring it just a little bit closer. Okay. I did split it into logs already, and I cut my little sample pieces, and I got 6 bars out of that log. So I've got 2 logs of 10 to do, but this is a piece from, it's actually cut sideways from what the logs are, so I'm anxious to see what kind of pattern difference I see, but I like it so far. It hasn't been 24 hours, but I think it's been long enough, and I even scrubbed up my log cutter just for the occasion. And there we go. Oh, that's cute. That's what the end piece looks like. Lots of pink in that one, but kind of a zigzag, more zigzaggy than the other. So we shall see. Oh, I like it. I like it, I like it. And this one's a little bit more yellow. Again, yellow on that side, a little bit more of the other colors on that, and that one, not like that. Cool. Okay. I don't wear gloves for cutting because honestly this soap went through gel phase, and I would say the lye really is no longer active in it, so it's not a big deal to touch it. Doesn't hurt a bit, makes nice bubbles. So I usually just go wash my hands afterwards and get the suds, see how the suds are behaving. This one too, kind of more yellow there, but oh, that's interesting. Little white stripe. And that's an end piece, and I don't cut the ends off if they're nice. I figure it's just a waste of soap to do that. Ooh, okay. And get this one lined up. I've got probably 10 samples from this batch, which is to me also a bit of a waste. I think I do better to have the silicone liner in the other box because it makes a little less waste. But people like samples too. Usually if someone spends 25 bucks, I give them a sample, and the sample is probably about the size of half a bar anyway. Whoops. I really like how this turned out. They're all different. I like the swirls. I like the colors a lot. And I really needed to restock, and I probably will do another block of this one because it is such a good seller. I like to keep stock of probably about 60-70 bars in this one. And with me going to corn and apple, that's different, isn't it? A big pink blob in the middle. This one too, but the other side's completely different. Interesting. Yeah. And it does smell nice. Like I said, it's a sweet citrus. It's not really my cup of tea, but so many people just love it. I make it in everything. So that's it. I will take a picture of a few to add at the end, and I'll get this posted as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.